Number 1. Yakuza, also known as Gokudo, are members of transnational organized crime syndicates originating in Japan. The Japanese police and media by request of the police call them Barayakuden violent groups, while the Yakuza call themselves Ninkyo Dante or chivalrous organizations. The cutting off of one's finger is a form of penance or apology. Upon a first offense, the transgressor must cut off the tip of his left little finger and give the severed portion to his boss. Sometimes an underboss may do this in penance. Yakuza, also known as Gokudo, are members of transnational organized crime syndicates originating in Japan. The Japanese police and media by request of the police call them Barayakuden violent groups, while the Yakuza call themselves Ninkyo Dante or chivalrous organizations. The cutting off of one's finger is a form of penance or apology. Upon a first offense, the transgressor must cut off the tip of his left little finger and give the severed portion to his boss. Sometimes an underboss may do this in penance. Although Yakuza membership has declined following an anti-gang law aimed specifically at Yakuza and passed by the Japanese government in 1992, there are thought to be more than 58,000 active Yakuza members in Japan today. Number 2. This is the official return of Mungiki as they threaten to kill this MP. He is close to Uhuru, speaking yesterday when he appeared in a Nakuru court over a disputed property. Gakari accused the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto of taking threats to his life lightly. Moses Kuria calls for killing of opposition signals return of Mungiki. If what we have seen in the media is anything to go by, it's therefore prudent to conclude that Moses Kuria is the new face of militia. The controversial hate speech advocate, who also doubles up as Gadamdu South Member of Parliament, has done it again. Kenya arrests Mungiki cult leader. His cousin, who asked for anonymity for fear of police reprisals, said Kamanya was arrested in the presence of his wife and 4 children. The Mungiki gang is blamed for the deaths of 15 police officers between April and June and 27 civilians this year. Mungiki is a quasi-political religious cult in Kenya. The name means a united people or multitude in the Kikuyu language. The religion, which apparently originated in the late 1980s, is secretive and bears some similarity to mystery religions. I was asked to behead my mother by Mungiki. At the naive age of 16, Peter Jomo Makaria joined the then dreaded Mungiki sect. In 2000, lured by promises of good life, protection from aggressors and the call to restore the Kikuyu culture, he agreed to become a member. Number 3. The Crips are an independent African-American street gang started in Los Angeles, California in 1969. The Crips were founded by Stanley Tookie Williams and Raymond Lee Washington, who decided to unite their local gang members from the west and east sides of South Central Los Angeles in order to battle neighboring street gangs. The Crips began as a single alliance between 2 autonomous gangs, but is now a loosely connected network of individual sets, often engaged in open warfare with one another. The original name for the alliance was Crips, which was chosen to reflect the young age of the majority of the gang members. The blood and the Crips of the organization Star Citizen World. I really do hope that with all of these organizations, there can be a rival chart, and perhaps have a real predominant standout organization feud that's similar to the Blood and the Crips. Number 4. Aryan Brotherhood. Black Guerrilla family vow revenge against prison officers and Aryan Brotherhood. Authorities in the U.S. are on high alert after they were warned a prison gang was going to kill correctional officers during August in a revenge attack for the death of one of its members. The Black Guerrilla family prison gang, which originated in California, has long participated in so-called Black August, a month of increased violence to honor fallen members, and U.S. police has warned this month could see more violence than usual. In a bulletin sent to law enforcement and prison guards, it was warned that attacks in prisons and on the streets could see an escalation of violence after a member of BGF was stabbed to death during a prison riot in Sacramento last year in what the gang believes was an attack orchestrated by police and members of the Aryan Brotherhood gang. Number 5. The Bloods is a Los Angeles-based gang that is known mainly for its rivalry with the Crips as well as for wearing the color red. The gang started in 1972 and grew slowly by taking over territory that was controlled by other LA street gangs. Because the Bloods were so fearless, many of the gang members that they encountered decided to band together and join the Bloods. The gang is separated into sets which have their own tactics, especially when it comes to recruiting. The gang overall is known to recruit members through those who volunteer, while the Bloods sets are known to send threats to people to join the gang. Bloods members often combine with other gangs in order to carry out criminal activity, especially drug trafficking. Number 6. The Sinaloa Cartel. The Los Angeles Times wrapped up a 4-part series today that offers a rare and fascinating look inside Mexico's Sinaloa Cartel, one of the country's largest and most powerful criminal organizations. The articles spotlight Operation Imperial Emperor DEA investigation that provided one of the most complete pictures yet of how drugs move from the cartel's base in Mexico's Sinaloa state to the UZ operation, which ended in 2007, led to hundreds of arrests and the seizure of tens of millions of dollars of drugs and cash. The investigation eventually led to the indictment of Victor Emilio Cazares, a top lieutenant of Sinaloa boss Joaquin Chapo Guzman, the most wanted man in Mexico. It also reinforced a discouraging truth we have noted before: the cartel's used distribution system was bigger and more resilient than anyone had imagined. Number 7. The 18th Street Gang. In Los Angeles, the 18th Street Gang is considered the largest gang in Los Angeles County, but that label is very misleading. Even though 18th Street are estimated to have approximately 15,000 members in Los Angeles County, they are actually a collection of approximately 20 separate individual autonomous gangs operating under the same label, with separate barrios in the San Fernando Valley, the San Gabriel Valley, the South Bay, South Los Angeles, Downtown Los Angeles, Pico Union, Inglewood, and Cudahy. Some estimates of the 18th Street are as low as 8,000 members. The notoriety of the gang is based on 4 distinct barrios, 3 near downtown Los Angeles west of the Staples Center and the 110 freeway, and 1 in the West Adams area. The individual factions can number from 50 to several hundred members, and they are dispersed throughout the county, but their stronghold and their oldest barrio is located in the Pico Union Grand View. Number 8. MS-13. The Mara Salvatrucha, or MS-13, is perhaps the most notorious street gang in the Western Hemisphere. While it has its origins in the poor, refugee-laden neighborhoods of 1980s Los Angeles, the gang's reach now extends from Central American nations like El Salvador and through Mexico, the United States, and Canada. They rob, extort and bully their way into neighborhoods and have gradually turned to transnational crimes such as human smuggling and drug trafficking. Their activities have helped make the Northern Triangle, Guatemala, El Salvador and Honduras, the most violent place in the world that is not at war. In October 2012, the U.S. Department of the Treasury labeled the group a transnational criminal organization, the first such designation for a U.S. street gang. Authorities in El Salvador say the MS-13 is responsible for the eruption of violence against police officers this month, a sure sign that the security forces will scale up their offensive against the gang. Number 9. Mexican Mafia. The Mexican Mafia is a gang that has its strongholds in many prisons throughout the U.S. The gang was started in the 1950s in Tracy, California. LAM is well known for its drug trafficking, extortion, and murder. Closely knit with the Aryan Brotherhood, LAM has made many contracts with ally gangs in order to kill other gang members from rivals. The gang doesn't have many rules for its members: no exposing the gang, no homosexual acts, and no cowardice. Mexican Mafia gang members also cannot practice the Christian religion. Once you join the Mexican Mafia and are released from jail, members are expected to send some of their earnings to those lead gang members who are still in jail. The gang isn't known to kill random civilians. Number 10. La Nuestra Familia is a Mexican-American prison gang that originated in Northern California. The gang has been around since 1968 and has always been a rival of the Mexican Mafia. Many speculate that the gang was created just to deliver a blow to their rival gang. The gang puts a high focus on protecting as well as preserving the Chicano culture, especially while living in a society that is dominated by so many different races. La Nuestra Familia is known to control inter-prison drug and sex trades. From the prison, high-up gang members call to those outside of the prison to prefer hits. The gang is known to kill anyone, sometimes members of the gang. Members of La Nuestra Familia are known to be serious criminals because the gang requires a 2-year time period to join. La Nuestra Familia requires that all gang members put the gang above family, money, drugs, and women. Women cannot join the gang but are sometimes used for running drugs.